you on the program today to ask you how you thought Judge Kavanaugh performed. He performed brilliantly. I think just sitting there, listening to the Democrats lambast him. But I think, from a political perspective, I know you're here to give a legal perspective, but from a political perspective, I think this is why elections are so important, and elections do matter. And we have one, I think, coming up in a couple of months here. And which party controls the United States Senate? Which party controls the House of Representatives? In the Senate here, when you have a confirmation hearing like this, clearly, if the Republicans are in control, the Democrats can't stop this nomination. Now, if you turn the tables and the Democrats are in control, then the President of the United States is painted into a corner where he can't nominate a guy like Brett Kavanaugh or Neil Gorsuch to the United States Supreme Court. So this is a crucial exercise. It is supposed to be exclusively a constitutional exercise, but unfortunately, it's become a hyper-partisan political exercise.
No, absolutely, Graham. And political fireworks right out of the gate. I don't think anybody expected this hearing to begin the way it did. And one of the other things that is very ironic, and I'll say this as a career trial lawyer, is this is about confirming a judge. This display would never make it in a real courtroom. You would have a judge on his gavel calling for order in the court. This would never have happened. This mob mentality that we started out with today, you just wouldn't see 5 minutes of it, much less almost an hour. Everybody was delayed almost an hour, from the protesters to the interruptions and everything in between. So the chairman is going to step up, as he has, call for order, and make sure we actually get through this hearing. One of the other things I found very interesting is you say you were going to ask me what I thought about Kavanaugh's performance. I can comment on that because he sat there with the absolute quintessential judicial demeanor that you want, that you need in a U.S. Supreme Court justice.
He didn't look a little bewildered to you? At times I'd look at his face and it was as if, what in the heck is going on here?
I'm sure everybody thought that, Graham. But one of the things I found very interesting about his demeanor is even when some of the senators were really going after him with their speeches, he just sat there, he took notes, he was interested, he made eye contact. This is somebody that really can sit on the highest court in the land because he is not swayed by partisan politics. That his record speaks to that. Even his performance today speaks to that.
Well, I think the notes are going to come in handy a little bit later in the week when he can actually speak, right? And it would be nice if the chairman that you mentioned, Senator Grassley, might wield that gavel. I mean, he does have a gavel sitting there like a judge. He could have, he could have banged the gavel. He could have put these other senators, Democrat senators, in their place, but he, I guess, chose not to do it for whatever reason. Now, in the end, I don't want to oversimplify what's happening here, but it seems to me there are a couple, three hot-button issues that I think both Republicans and Democrats alike are going to want answers to. And number one would be abortion. We've heard about that ad nauseum. I think number two would be health care, and that would be the constitutionality of Obamacare. In the end, it might be re-adjudicated. We don't know. And then also I think you would throw in there possibly the Second Amendment, which is always tending to be a hot-button issue. You agree with that?
I do. And what's really important about all of those issues, Graham, is what Judge Kavanaugh himself has said, that he is faithful to the law. Remember, we've got snippets of his opening statement, even though we haven't heard it. And one of the things he said is he's pro-law. He has proven that in 12 years on the D.C. Circuit, over 300 opinions, 13 or more of them of which have been upheld by the U.S. Supreme Court. Now, I understand the counter-argument here. As a lawyer, I can always do both sides of this. They're going to argue that, it's easy to say you'll follow precedent when you're on a lower court. When you're on the Supreme Court, you can unsettle established law. But there is no indication in anything that he's said and he's written, even when he's changed his mind. He's explained over the years that his judicial thinking has evolved. Now, I know that may be scary to both sides, but one of the things he's not going to do is get on that court and somehow lead a revolt of clearly established precedent. I understand the passions in that hearing today. We heard from the protesters, but there's no indication that's actually what he's going to sit on the bench and do.
I don't think evolved is a bad word. Maybe you could replace it with grow. Everybody wants to grow and to continue to grow in their beliefs, and I think that's good for a judge. But abortion, there was a case that he presided over in the lower courts, an illegal alien trying to get an abortion, and in his dissent he wrote this, among other things: the government has permissible interests in favoring fetal life and refraining from facilitating abortion, favoring fetal life. The way I look at this is through the prism of a couple of things. Number one, there's a couple of cases that are winding through the lower courts right now. One of them is out of Ohio. It's the heartbeat law.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.